Welcome to MHKids Online. I'm Jenna, and I'm so excited you're here with us today. At Mercy Hill Kids, we're all about three things: love Jesus, stay safe, and have fun. So who's ready to jump into worship? Stand up. On the count of three, we're all going to say hit it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, hit it.
Greatest day in history. Death has beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. Endless joy and perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. And oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. No, forever I am changed. Forever I'm changed.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore.
God had promised that Abraham's descendants would live in Canaan. He would give them the land. After wandering in the wilderness for 40 years, it was time for the remaining Israelites to enter the Promised Land. Now the only thing keeping the Israelites from their new home was the Jordan River. The river was deep and wide. The Israelites could never get across on their own, but God was going to help them. God told Joshua and the other leaders what to do. First, the priests carried the Ark of God ahead to the edge of the river. The Ark reminded the people that God was with them. The rest of the Israelites followed behind the Ark. Joshua said, "Listen, God is going to do something great. When these men carry the Ark of God into the river, God will stop the water in the river. Then you will know God is with us." The people watched as the priests carrying the ark took a step into the river. God made the water stop. The priests stood on dry ground in the middle of the river. And then all of the Israelites crossed safely on dry ground. God told Joshua, "Choose 12 men to take 12 stones from the middle of the river where the priests are standing. They should put them down in the place where you spend the night tonight." God wanted the stones to be a memorial. A memorial is something that helps people remember a person or event. That people would see the stones and remember that God helped them cross the river. In the future, when children saw the stones and said, "Why are these rocks here?" the people could tell their children that God stopped the water. And everyone would know that God is mighty. The Israelites did exactly what God told them to do. They picked up 12 big stones to make a memorial. Finally, the priests with the ark crossed the river, and the water began to flow again. The river was deep and wide, like it had been before. At last, God's people were in the Promised Land. God went ahead of Joshua and the Israelites into the Promised Land. He showed his power to them so that they would trust in him. When Jesus came to earth, he showed his power so people would trust in him and be saved from sin.
Hi there, I'm Pastor Kevin. It's time for questions from kids. Christopher from Mesa, Arizona asks,
I only think about God when I'm at church. Is that okay?
Oh, that is a great question. I am glad you are concerned about how much you think about God. You see, some adults are not even concerned about how much they think about God. So for you to be concerned, that's a really, really great thing. You see, he requires us to think of him at all times and in everything that we do. His desire is for you to love him with your whole heart, soul, mind, emphasis there on mind, and strength. You see, this is why we need the spiritual habits, or what many adults would refer to as the spiritual disciplines. Prayer, reading the scripture, singing songs, spending time in daily devotion in our homes or outside of church helps us to think about God more. Here is an encouragement for you. The longer you walk with Christ, the more you should want to think about him, and the more I think you will think about him. Paul encourages us to think on things that are above. He tells us to set our minds on heavenly things. And so in order to do that, even when we're outside the church, my encouragement to you would be to pray and to read and to study. Listen, even as an adult, I have to set reminders to remind me to pray and to read my Bible and to spend time and study. In addition to that, I also have family members and friends who help remind me to think about God. Oftentimes, my family members and friends say, hey, have you prayed today? Have you done your devotion today? And so I would encourage you to have family members and friends around you who would help you reflect on how good the Lord has been to you. You see, things that we are excited about, we often want to think about, and we often want to spend time thinking about. So I hope and I pray that the Lord would give you a heart that is devoted to him, and that a heart that wants you to think about him and to reflect on him. I pray that you will be excited about knowing more about God. So, what will you do to help you remember God?
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you thought that was fun, I'd love to invite you to come and experience Mercy Hill Kids in person at one of our campuses. Just go to our website to find a campus closest to you. And parents, check out our Family Resource Center online. We've got lots of resources there to help equip you to be the primary disciple makers in your home. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and someone will get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications for more content like this. We'll see you next time.